Hello, everyone. My name is Saima. I am 26 years old and I quit my full time job to pursue art. This decision was not made overnight, it was years in the making, filled with moments of uncertainty, self discovery, and ultimately trust in myself. So let's rewind. How did we get here? Like many 18-year-olds, I had no idea what I wanted to do going into college. I went in undecided and landed on Homeland Security and Emergency Management. And at the time, I was really into true crime, so I also double majored in criminal justice. It was a fascinating field, and I had some really valuable experiences. One of the most impactful was I volunteered as a victim advocate for a nonprofit. I supported men and women seeking protective orders in court, typically against abusive spouses. That work opened my eyes to the reality of victim advocacy and fueled my desire to help people. Then COVID hit. With the world on pause, I, like so many other people, were searching for something to do. And like a true crafty girly, I picked up a brand new hobby and I entered the world of resin. At first, it was just for fun, but then I thought, wait a second, could I actually make money from this? Turns out I could. I started posting my pieces on Instagram, and to my surprise, people actually wanted to buy it. Seeing that demand, I officially launched Sima's House LLC in 2021. Later that year, I expanded to Etsy and started doing vendor markets. That's when I realized, oh, people are eating this up. This could really be something. At the same time, I was graduating college and just entering the job market. I was still passionate about victim advocacy, but finding a job in that field was such a struggle. So I took a hard pivot to finance. I became a loan officer at brokerage in 2022, and within 2 years, I could barely recognize myself. I hadn't created any art in those 2 years. I was losing my sense of self. I didn't have any energy to go to the gym. I gained 30 pounds. I was eating fast food every day. My mental health was declining, working under those fluorescent lights in a toxic work environment. And worst of all, when people would ask me what I do for a living, and I would say, I'm a loan officer with so much hesitation because I knew deep down that was not me. Looking back, it's sad to think that I was already experiencing so much joy and success with my art business. But because I wanted my parents' approval, I had taken a different path. But then I saw my window of opportunity to leave this job and I jumped. It wasn't easy, especially because I didn't have any other job opportunities lined up, but I knew that this was the right decision for me. When one door closes, another door opens. And when I walked through those next doors, I knew one thing for sure. I was never going back to a real job. This was my time to define what does success mean to me. For so long, I thought I had to be a stable 9 to 5 with benefits, a salary, but success to me is so much more than that. I decided from now on, I'm only going to engage in work with these three principles. I love what I do, I'm happy when I'm doing it, and I love who I'm doing it with. Shortly after leaving my job, I applied to be a part time paint instructor at a sip and paint studio, and I was hired pretty quickly. I was so ecstatic. It felt like a manifestation come true. I would tell my husband that I wanted to bring painting back into my life, and now suddenly here it was. With a part time job that actually energized me, I had the time to return to resin, vendor markets, and most importantly, myself. I started to feel like me again. I started working out. I began eating more nourishing meals. I started dressing in a way that felt true to myself. And I started introducing myself as an artist with confidence. At that point, I knew if I was going to follow this path, I'm going to need some guidance. In 2024, I started a business coaching program called Metamorphosis for Asian Women. This program taught me something huge. Any business problem is a personal problem. So instead of focusing on strategies, we got to the root of our inner struggles, our fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs that are holding us back. This program completely changed my idea of what's possible for me. It was an investment, yes, but everything that I gained was worth way more than the money that I spent. At the end of the program, there was a retreat in Joshua Tree. My mom and sister came with me to have their own separate vacation while I was at the retreat. And what happened next, I could have never expected. My mom's sister and I have always been super close. My whole life, my mom just hoped that I would stay near her forever, which is a beautiful thing. But it put a little bit of pressure on me because I didn't want to stay in my hometown forever, and I didn't think that she would ever want to leave. Something shifted during that trip. Watching me chase the things that are truly important to me experiencing a world outside of her own, something clicked for her. She told me she never wants to hold us back. She wants us to spread our wings as wide as they can go, and that goes for her as well. She decided she's ready to step out of her comfort zone and wants to move to Florida. And a few months later, she really did it. It just goes to show the brighter you burn, the more people you keep warm. When you follow your own path, it inspires other people to do the same. That brings us to today. All of these experiences, every moment of doubt, risk, and growth have led me here. I am officially enrolled in Milan Art Institute's mastery program. Art school was never something that I thought was in the cards for me, but I'm done limiting myself. My goals are to create a portfolio, sell commissions, prints, and originals to collectors. The teachers have real world experience selling their art, so I'll be learning how to find my own voice, how to create a portfolio, a website, and find my target audience. At the same time, I'm growing this YouTube channel, sharing my journey as a shy, somewhat awkward artist, because I'm sure many of you can also relate. And I really want to give the book The Artist's Way an honest dedication. I feel like that could be very transformative as well. So that's what's next for me. My question for you is when you look back at your life in your final days, what are the things that you would not regret? For me, I would not regret at least trying to make a life for myself through my art business and showing up fully as myself. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for being here. It truly makes my day. You might as well subscribe at this point, just saying, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.